Okay, so ISIG is on watch again. It's moving a lot pre-market, but I mean, this is way out of my price range already. Like, I most likely won't be able to trade that, or I can trade it. I know I can. I don't think I want to trade it, just because it's so extended pre-market here. If anything, I'd be going for a 5-minute high break, but it's just so extended. I don't trust the 1-minute MACD at all. 10 minutes still looks good. 5 minutes still looks really good, but the 1 minute just doesn't, it's not doing it for me. So what might happen at open is what happens yesterday, something similar to yesterday where it drops, not significantly necessarily. Could be a significant drop, but it could just drop and then spike all the way up for the break of 24.50. But we'll see. We got about 20 seconds still open here. Other stocks we have on watch are CPOP, which, I mean, I don't really have this one on watch. I don't think it looks that good. It's a leading gapper. NRXP, same situation. I don't really care for this one. SYTA, again, same thing. Don't care for this one much. So these are these are the ones that are on the scan. AVCT doesn't look that bad. The only problem with AVCT is that let's look at that immediate rip on ISIG. Straight into a halt is what it looks like. Yep. Unless it just does a false halt. False halt so far. So straight into a halt. Okay, so ISIG straight into another halt, and I don't think this one has news on it. If I'm being honest, let me double check. 28. Okay, so the only news that came out yesterday about it was that traders are posting it on social media as a potential short squeeze. So I don't know. That's the only news that I see here, at least. Besides ISIG, nothing else is on the scans today. MFIN, I'm not interested. Leading gapper CPOP, it's not doing anything. SYTA, back to this one. I mean, I guess it's kind of popping up to its VWAP, but I mean, it's below VWAP. I just don't feel like trading those stocks at the moment. NRXP, same situation. The 5-minute doesn't look bad on it, or the 10-minute if it can hold these levels, but I mean, it's just chopping around. It doesn't have a huge range. From here towards VWAP is only about 10, 15 cents, something like that. So I'm not really interested in that. I don't know. SYTA is the only one popping on the scans here, and it's because it's not making a big move either. 5-cent spreads. 10-minute looks pretty good for the MACD curl, but I don't know. It's still below VWAP. I'm just not really interested in this one at all. It's sold off too much pre-market. Majority of the moves happen in pre-market now, it seems, because once the market opens, it kind of just crashes, and then later on, after I leave, like an hour later, they just take off again. So it kind of sucks that I can't trade during these times. MFIN just got halted though. So that's nice to see. Still light on volume. Kind of crazy. ISIG just whipped itself into another halt though. That's insane. How high this one will go, I have no idea. Right now, it has potential to, I guess, meet its first resistance level of 27 here. But then after that, it has this one up here, which is 35. And then beyond that, I don't think it has any resistance beyond that. I think it's blue skies from there potentially. Trying to go back here. Okay, so we have one here. Jesus. Oh, okay, no. Okay. So after 35, we have all this room up here. Jesus, now I gotta scroll all the way back in. That sucks. That's why I like my Logitech mouse. I have a Rocat mouse now, but the Logitech one, it just has that, I think they call it the infinity wheel, and it just spins nonstop. So that one, I could scroll through the daily no problem. This one sucks. Actually, the mouse is way better if I'm being real, because it doesn't double click all the time. But anyway, MFIN. MFIN is gonna resume at, let's just say 9:33. 9:33, and then what, 5 minutes? 9:38. So around 9:38 is when that one should resume. But ISIG got halted within the first minute, right? Yeah, so 30. So in about a minute, it should resume. And it's showing 30.87. If it actually resumes at 30.87, that's going to be insane. If it's all the way in the 30s, I'm just not going to trade it. Like, what am I going to do? I can't trade that. It's too high up for me at that point. That's going to be such a huge jump. 24 and resumption at 30. That's going to be insane. Let's see. See what it actually resumes at. $29 now. No resumption yet. It's 28 now. So no resumption. It's going to be a 10-minute halt is what it looks like. So now the halt level's dropping here from 30 all the way to 28. So that'd be insane though if it actually did open at 30. That would be such a huge thing. So CPOP all of a sudden popping on the scans here, although it made its huge move already, barely hitting my scans. Kind of sucks. See what I can do on CPOP. This is actually a little under my price range of what I typically like to trade, but let's see, we have a pullback here. Are we gonna get a 2-candle pullback and then go for the highs again? MFIN should be resuming here as well in the next minute and a half or so. That was a nice rip on this one from 290 all the way to 330, just about on the 5-minute, but I wasn't paying attention to this one, unfortunately. So here's a 2-candle pullback. I can potentially buy the dip on this. Want to see if it's going to hold its levels though. 1-minute MACD looks good. The only thing that doesn't look good is the 10-minute, if I'm being honest. 10-minute looks strong, like in its candle formation, but the MACD has me a little concerned. See if it breaks 3 here. So no break at 3 yet. Seems like we have a lot of support at 305. This is pretty thickly traded, I'd say. There's a lot of volume in this one. 17 million. It's not too much, but it's not like around the million or 2 million. So there's 303. Let's see, we're gonna get to break at 302, 301. This 1-minute finished pretty low. I don't like to see that. 5-minute looks kind of nasty. Let's go check out MFIN. This one should be resuming here. So there's a rejection. Almost touched VWAP there for a second. See if it's gonna go on a continuous downtrend here. 420 is what's showing on the halt level, I guess, resumption. And it should resume here in 20 seconds. So 426 now. I don't really know. I don't really know what I want to do with this one. That's some pretty big rejections pre-market. and now it's just bouncing off those levels. I don't know if I really like it. So no resumption on this one, surprisingly. That's weird. I wonder why it didn't resume. That's actually kind of weird. So no resumption on this one either. I'm curious to see what ISIG does on resumption, because if this one's trash on resumption, I can only imagine that's what MFIN's gonna do. CPOP, try to bounce back up there, but it's rejecting a second time. 5 minute looks gross, so I don't like that one. SYTA has potential in the 10 minute. I don't know, not feeling it. Market's pretty dead. ISIG, let's go back to this one. All the focus on ISIG, so like nothing's moving. Kind of sucks. I know Pixie was moving, and that's a former runner, but it's way below my price range right now. It's like in the $1 or $2 range. So let's see ISIG on resumption here. We got about 20 more seconds on this one. Kind of curious to see if it's gonna dump. I don't think so, if I'm being honest. I would like to take an entry on this and actually take a trade on it, but completely out of my price range here. A lot of potential though. Extremely volatile. It already broke its daily high tremendously from 20 this morning all the way to 28 now. So there's resumption. It's gonna go straight into another halt. Here's a pullback. Spreads are massive though. 40-cent spread there for a second. So it's holding 27. 27.50 so far. Bids showing, okay, there's 27.50. Gonna go to 26 and get halted down. So 27.30 there. Pop back up. So that should be my entry, just about in that range there. But I kind of want to see if this one's gonna continue holding or if it's just gonna keep going. It's 27.30 again for a second. I think that as soon as this breaks 27.30, it's gonna hit 26 and potentially get halted. There's a lot of red on the tape, but for some reason it's still moving up. Kind of crazy. So there's 28.50 now, almost 29 there for a second. So I could buy right here at like 28.60 there for a second. I could buy again right here, 28.40, but there's a massive drop there, all the way to 27.20, 26 now. So that's a massive rejection. I would have got smoked on this one. I would have been going for the 1 minute high. So that could have been the account on that one. No, just kidding, no. But that would have been massive loss. I would have been selling for a loss for sure here, especially if I'm in at 40. I mean, the bid's showing 50, and right there showing 20. So I mean, that would have been over a $300 loss already if I would have taken that trade at 28.40 at least. So I like how this one's holding up here. It filled its gap, this little gap here. It is holding up now, and now I'd feel more comfortable taking an entry here. We still got 2 more minutes for the 5 minute. MFIN just open here for whatever reason. But I would like to take an entry here, 27.80, for the break of this 1 minute high of 28.50. I guess that would be my overall target. If this thing just flushes on this candle though, then I'm just out. I mean, I'm not gonna take my entry, but this is what I would like to do in this stock. I'm already down tremendously, 50 cents, and then right here I probably stop out for a loss, 27. So 80-cent loss there is what I would be taking. Probably look for a re-entry here, but then again I'm reconsidering because the 1 minute MACD. So we'll see what this actually wants to do. I still like that it's holding this level. Here's a pop back up to the 60s. But I don't know. It's 90 now. See if we get the break at 28. There's 28, 20, 20, 35, 40, 43, 47. So nice. That would have been a nice pop. But see if we see continuation on this candle. 50. Can we break 28.50 though? Tremendously. Not quite. So rejection there. Huge spreads. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was showing 28.20 by 27.40. That's insane. So let's go check out MFIN, see what this one's doing. Immediate rejection out of, or once it opened. BFRI pop it on the scans here. It sucks that these stocks are making all these massive moves and then they pop on the scans. Like, I guess I gotta keep checking on all these. CPOP, our leading gapper, still fading. BFRI is popping on the scans though. Nice break of 9 there. Honestly, it's gonna be a no trade date for me again. I think this kind of sucks. I don't really like the market right now. It's kind of slow, kind of trash. ISIG, I mean, that's the only one making some big moves. Obviously, I would have got smoked on it in these last two possible trades I would have taken. So, I mean, I wasn't looking so hot either. 1 minute doesn't look the strongest. It's just kind of sideways at the moment. Similar to a move yesterday. We've seen that rejection after it started making a similar move. But then right after it rejected, it just popped all the way back up. And I think it got halted after I left. So a lot of potential in this one. I think this one would be better for a 5-minute setup though. Potentially a 10-minute. I don't know though. For me to trade BFRI, it's gonna have to pull back, and I think by the time it pulls back, knowing how extended it is already, I don't think it's gonna be a pullback. I think it's just gonna be a change in trend. So like the 5-minute doesn't look too bad, and 10-minute looks pretty good as well. But this thing might have to hold these levels. Spreads aren't bad. It's 4 or 5 cents. Kind of choppy price action though. I feel a little nervous holding this one. So here's another one of those moves, that unknown pattern. Ended in a inverted hammer and then surged and broke the last high. Not sure what that is. Not sure how they happen, but I've been looking into them as best as I can to figure out what this is, because like I said many times before, every single time I miss these. But they're so common, I guess, because I mean I've seen them so many times. I just don't know what that move is. See if I can get it on an entry here. If it doesn't break its 5-minute high in this one candle, that'd be insane. See if we get a pullback here. Ask is not pulling back. So about a 10-cent spread right now. That's pulling back a little too much. 74. I don't know. Choppy price action. I'm just not into it. So I guess that's it for that one for me. CPOP popping up again. Can it hold its range here though, is what I'm wondering. I might take a trade on CPOP actually. I'm probably gonna have to take big size on it. Then again, it's had 2 big rejections. 3 actually. But in reality, they're like 15 cents. So I mean, I think I'm gonna take big size on this one. For the 5-minute high. Potentially, actually the 10-minute high as well. 10-minute high is what? 311. So I can go for the 10-minute high break. So double top here for a second. There, it broke its high. I'm not feeling it on this candle. We still have 1.5 more minutes before the next one opens. There's a rejection towards VWAP. See if we get another sideways consolidation candle, or if we just get a rip on this next one. Either way, I'm liking the 5 and 10-minute setup. They don't look bad. Absolutely nothing is popping on the scans though. ISIG Sideways, similar to yesterday, sideways for quite some time, and then it actually made a move. So let's go back to CPOP. CPOP 1 minute MACD doesn't look the best, neither does a 10 minute MACD, but I'm going to give it a shot regardless. So let's see if this one can sideways consolidate another time, and then we can go ahead and take an entry on this one. Or if it's just going to rip on this candle. It's 308, so it broke its high there. Let's see if it's going to reject the third time. $310. Check on BFRI real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything on this one. I kind of like the 10 minute, but I don't like the 1 or 5 minute. That's why TA. Don't like that one. TKAT. Low on volume. NRXP. I don't care for this one. CPOP. So 5 minute just open here. A lot of red volume coming in. It's 299 there. I'm gonna wait to buy this dip. Still like the 5 and 10 minute. I think it has a lot of potential. Don't want to get in too early though on a massive drop. Finishing pretty low here. Our support on 99 is going. So there's 98 now. 97. So I didn't get to buy that dip. It touched VWAP super quick, but the ask is still showing like 96 or something. 1 minute MACD just crossed. So I might have to wait for this one to actually curl. So that's where I should have actually taken my entry, was there at VWAP. Another thing is I'm going to be buying in the green. I'm not going to be buying the yellow here. So NSDQ is what I buy on with my hotkeys at least. And it's not anywhere in the yellow portion here. So if I'm going to sell, it's going to be one below. So I wish I would have got that entry. So completely missed this move. I was gonna buy right there at 305 again, but it's already gonna make this move here. I don't think this one is worth it, honestly. Like I honestly don't think it's worth it. It's just, I mean, even if I bought at 3, it's only 9 cents. And I don't think it's worth it. I'd have to take a really large size on this one to really make a difference. If it pulls back a second time here towards VWAP again, then I'll potentially buy it. I think I will take my entry this time, but I don't know. 1 minute MACD still needs to cross, hasn't crossed yet. Finishing kind of low there for a second. $292's VWAP. TKAT popping on the scans. I don't really care for it right now. Not a lot of volume. It's 301 for a second. I still have confidence in the 10 and 5 minute, but sideways here. Let's see if we get that rejection or if we get a break below 3. MFIN got halted and didn't hit the scans not once. So an obvious move on MFIN here. That was such a clean move and didn't hit the scans not once. Sweet. Let's go check on TKAT just to make sure that this one's not ripping without us either. Still out on volume. I kind of want to wait on it. It's a better setup than CPOP. There's a rejection here. Big bid at 3, but they're taking out. That's what it looks like. So there they go. TKAT popping on the scans again. I think I'm just gonna drop CPOP. It's not worth it. If I'm being honest, it's not worth it. TKAT, definitely a better setup. There's more potential, I'd say. It's popping on the scans at least. It's not like CPOP, it's not doing nothing. So this one, spreads aren't too bad, 3 cents. It's not bad. Kind of choppy action here though. So if you get the break of 450, buy a pullback. Not a huge mover either, but I do like the 5-minute. I would like to see a pullback here. So here's our first pullback. Hasn't broken its 1-minute low just yet. Kind of curious to see if it is or not. This 1-minute low is 45. It's about 30 more seconds to break that low. If it can break that low, pop back up, that would look super good. But right now it's holding, which also looks good. Doesn't look bad. I'm gonna take a bigger share size on this one. Choppy price action is kind of turning me off to taking a trade here. Could buy this at 48, 49 actually, but I don't feel super confident right here. I'd want to see it properly pull back. I'll buy this second pullback though if it does. It just takes off without me, then oh well. So it looks like it's going without me. It's alright. Not gonna trade it. It's already 25 minutes into the day. No trades for a 3rd day in a row. Definitely feeling FOMO at this point. Like I really want to see something. Like could have taken my entry here, right? And then just wrote that until 460 or even for the break of this high. 470 potential halts, but didn't take my entry there. So that's on me. Kind of sucks. I want to give you guys something worthwhile, but I'm just not taking any of these trades. Nothing looks really clean to me. Like nothing looks perfect. Everything seems to be kind of choppy or slow, the market in general. Nothing's popping on the scans really, and I'm just not feeling it. MFIN should resume here in about another minute. I'm curious as to what ISIG is doing. ISIG is kind of dead, sideways at the moment. Looks like it's going to break its 10-minute low here though. So I definitely wouldn't be trading this one until later in the day. Huge move though. Similar to yesterday. And kind of pulled back, not even. And then this just ripped into a halt. And then obviously a high resumption. That was a really high resumption. 28 or 29. Open here was, yeah, 29.50 basically. Pretty impressive. Let's go back to MFIN. This one should be resuming here in about 30 seconds. Not sure what the news is on this one. Check it out real quick. Okay. So they had some fraudulent activity. and that's why the stock dropped pre-market, but now it's popping up for whatever reason. So there's rejection right at open. So the news is definitely not hot on this one. For short sellers maybe, but let's go back to TKAT. ISIG breaking its 10-minute low here. Okay, 30 minutes in the day, no trades again. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I'm getting frustrated, honestly. So I will see you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll take a trade tomorrow, maybe not. One of the things I was actually considering, so I won't waste anybody's time here, is changing my thumbnail picture to a different color if it's a no trade day. That way, if you guys on YouTube are watching or something, you can know like, hey, I don't have to waste my time watching this video. But if you're curious as to see what was moving that day, or if you're curious to see what I could have taken, you can always tune in. But I don't know. I feel like it's such a waste of time, spending 30 minutes here and then not having something. You just watch the whole video. I have timestamps and everything, but I don't know. I don't know how many people actually view them. So let me know what you guys would think of me changing the thumbnail for no trade days color. So typically it's orange, right? My average live trades. But if I can change the color and put it like red, or or I can do profit and loss days. I can keep it neutral. I can keep it orange, but on a profitable day I'll put green, and then on a red day I'll put red, and we can do something like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would really like to hear what you all would think of that. But for now, I'm just gonna shut it down. Nothing's looking good to me, honestly, and I just don't want to trade anything at the moment. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow.